click the record button, and then say, yo, what up? Taisei, huh?
Taisei, baby.
Yeah. Taisei. We're doing a retro deck doc on Taisei. So this is going to be everybody at home. Strap in. It's going to be fun. You're going to maybe go find Taisei artwork for my YouTube video.
There's one artist who's done it once because
Yeah.
it doesn't exist. Have fun with that one.
Yeah, thanks, man. How cool. Anywho. Taisei retro deck. This character is so weird. 8 hand size, 2 health character. When you chop off his head, he becomes a 5 hand size, 8 health character. Weird. So much text on this card. Weird looking version of like a Ghidorah, right?
The original Ghidorah. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah. So with that said, hit me with the pitch, and then hit me with what you need my help with.
So I was looking at all the 7th cross characters because if I'm going to play retro, I want to play character stacking because Gauge is a cool mechanic and they should bring it back.
Okay.
So
there was a pause, like you wanted me to agree with you, and I would love to just we're gonna breeze past it.
right, I see. Yeah. So I found Taisei and I found Prison Storm of Torment because that card is fair and fun and lovely.
Yeah.
And then I found that you can also off symbol in retro, so we get to play Ready, Get, Set, Go because that's a fair and balanced UVS card.
Yeah.
So the issue I'm having with the deck is it's massive. Having found it from, it was the 2020 standard, 2022 standard nationals. It's a big deck.
Yeah. I agree with that. So just cut it down seems easy enough. We can
Cutting it down
happen.
and fixing the blocks. The block zones aren't pretty.
Yeah, you've got 6 high blocks, which is pretty neato.
And 4 of them are off symboled.
Yeah, 4 of them are off symboled, and you have 2 bonds of friendship. Okay, so let's just run through. I'm not gonna do a ton on the attack count. I am going to recommend an attack though. Gauge. What have I done? Why are you messing up? Standard. Oh, because there are no standard gauge decks. Fun fact.
I know, right? It's so cringe.
Graceful Rouge is crazy. This card is messed up if you can find them. Block reversal, gauge 3, stun 2. It says that your next block ignores progressive. It's safe. It's insane. It's crazy. This card's nuts. And then Lightning Torture is an insane card in your character because you instantly turn it on. If there's at least 2 character cards in your stage and or discard pile, that gets 3 damage. It's a gauge 4, 7 damage. It's a throw. You're just like, Lightning Torture instantly gives you an extra quarter. It is better than what Storm of Torment is doing. I understand Storm of Torment's got the cool 2 low block, but this is just better, right?
The trick with Storm of Torment is that it allows us to like cheat progressive for Prison Storm.
Sure, that's fair. But at the same time, if this is just the 7th card you attempt to play this turn, it just passes. So like we don't actually have to cheat progressive at all. Like there's just no check for this.
Yeah, it's not cheating the progressive for the Prison Storm. It's cheating the progressive for the 6th card. That's usually the worry because we're often trying to get people on the draw on turn 1.
I mean the answer is just Foundations, right? Oh, you just want to kill them on turn 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
we want to Ready, Get, Set, Go like 2 times on their turn and then kill them.
Interesting. There's an idea where we're gonna get absolutely crazy. Can I introduce you into a weird old card? I don't know if you've ever seen it before.
No.
Have you ever seen Luck? It's
No,
really
this
cool.
is
So
new to me.
it's a 4/3/1 high block. It has the life symbol. It says form remove this card from the game, draw 1 card. And it also says response after your rival plays their 4th foundation this turn. You can add up to 2 foundations you can normally play from your hand to your staging area committed.
Oh, it's just a different Ready, Get, Set, Go.
Yeah, it says Ready, Get, Set, Go. They just reprinted the card. Ready, Get, Set, Go says you can play them in readied. This card says you can play them in, they come in committed. And so you Ready, Get, Set, Go, play 2 cards, play Luck. It checks play. And so you could just play 8 Ready, Get, Set, Go in your deck if you really, really wanted to. And the fact that it is
It'll
a
be-
form remove, it doesn't matter that it's off symboled. Same thing with Ready Gazeko, right?
Yeah.
And that counts as
It'll be
your
really
7
neat.
cards.
Yeah, that'll be really neat. Later, I need this deck ready for like next week, and there's no Australian retro.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Let's look at Celio thinking. If we're trying to kill them on turn 2, why are we playing a 2-check?
Because I can't block it.
Okay.
It's a lot of damage. The deck does struggle a bit for damage.
Remove from game pile. There is an idea. Let's go look at order cards. Let's just go look at how many Attack on Titan cards you want in your deck.
Dude, I plan to be buying so many boxes of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
After Attack on Titan comes out, I don't play anything other than a Chrome Attack on Titan character.
Hell yeah. I love that. I'm just looking for like ideas that could exist to like actually like hit people in the mouth. Like hit people for real.
Yeah, I gotta be quicker than a Zolt deck, so you know that's a worry.
Zolt should not be a deck anymore, right?
He still kills people.
They got rid of the 3 diff that like let him cheat on turn 2. Am I crazy?
The dual persona or
The Yoshimitsu card, the 3 diff multiple 2.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that card's gone.
No, the deck still murders you.
Interesting. Well, I guess
Especially bad in Taisei because I have 2 health.
Right? So I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
There's an idea where Vile Seizing is supposed to just exist in your deck because it's a 1 high block. I'm gonna put it in.
Yeah, that's probably very true.
And it's possible that like we're just like a little too
keen on the gauge keyword. It's very fair.
Or Electric Jolt. That card's very good. This card kills people. Beep bop beep bop boop. Future Charge. You stop me when we should probably just be including My Hero stuff, right? And not the older stuff. just because you
MHA
don't-
1
Yeah, okay.
and forward. I do have access to a little bit of Soul Calibur, like a couple of boxes, but yeah.
Okay. I will do no Yu.
No, you.
Okay.
I don't own. I have a render deck, but I don't have a render character card. It's
So
cringe.
that means Lightning Torture's just out then, yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think I own a copy.
I cannot tell you how important I think this card is in the deck because it just gives you an extra life. It says that like instead of trying to kill them on turn 2, you actually get to like attempt to play the game with them, and it's like it's just an extra quarter. It's really important. But we will move on. So when it comes to let's look at the difficulties. These difficulties are like crazy hard to like find. I think Chaos Scissors is not the right answer. I think Chaos Scissors should leave for Vile Season. It's still a 6 damage move on turn 2. It draws you a bonus card. It's not a 2-check. It's a high block, not a mid block. It's got breaker. This gauge 6 is going to be really hard to pull off, I bet. And we have other gauge things that matter, right?
Yeah.
And Taisei can give your move gauge 1, right? And so like you could just give the Vile Seizing gauge. I think
Yeah, I can't
having
cheat
to
the
worry
progressive
about...
on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I can't cheat the progressive with a vial, like because you can ignore progressive on the next thing with Taisei, but I definitely get it.
So the rest of your deck can though, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 16 of your attacks can ignore, and that's fine.
Prison Storm doesn't really count, but yes.
Sure. Yeah. Or you could play it on a 7, check a 6, and be fine, right? Are you only playing 1 Taisei 2? Am I crazy?
You play Taisei 1. Taisei 1 is the one you need to get rid of.
So I mean, we're supposed to play 4 of this.
Yeah, yeah. I have four.
I
was playing
must
four.
I must have clicked something. Okay. Um, I must have clicked something incorrectly. Okay, on to the assets. I don't think that you need 3 Albion.
Yeah, fair.
I think this card is cool. I mean, the best part about this card is the commit panic button, right? Of hey, throw this back up in my hand and please don't kill me. Flambear is perfect. Elk Shield's perfect. You probably should be playing a fourth of it, but I get it.
I might have a fourth of it.
Yeah, it is. If anything, put it in the sideboard. That's okay.
Mhm.
Let's look at foundations. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to go look at order high block foundations.
Yep.
Just to like see what exists and what you should have. Right? Let's just like toss some cool stuff into the deck and see what matters. Citywide. Award the Victor seems like a really easy way to do cool stuff.
Especially if we're not playing a 2-check anymore.
Yeah. Marrying age question mark? Okay.
Yeah, I think I have a few copies of that.
Okay.
Probably
Let's
actually.
look at our block zones. Winter Rose, what do you do? This card cannot be
Is a
flipped.
0-div 6-check.
Okay. Never a day. Aaron's for You just have 100 mid blocks is your issue. Okay.
Yes.
The 7. Gauge attack gets a speed. -2 for sure. Okay. I think requesting assistance just gets to leave. When we look at our difficulties, you just have so many already. I think we just clear requesting assistance.
Yeah,
it's
I tend to
good,
agree.
but I don't think we need. I don't think we need that. Man, I'm such a Prism of the 7 hater. I don't think it's supposed to be a 4 of. I think it's supposed to be like a 2 of.
Yeah.
I think if you can't get the job done, like the best part about this card is the +1 speed to your moves, right? Like that's the cool part. I think if you're having to use this for the removed pile, I mean that's not what your deck does. Your deck is not just going to sit there and like survive forever. It is way more important that you like find things like errands for grandma to like just live, right? This is a better version of the find an extra thing because this helps you stay at an 8-hander as opposed to this being like I'm a 5-hander for longer. I just actually want to just cut this card. I just want to get rid of it.
I'm in for it.
Yeah. If anything, be like, and they can't even like, I guess they can't fatality punk you with bang anymore, right? Like, cause like fatality just doesn't exist.
Fatality doesn't exist.
Yeah. I have to get rid of more mid blocks.
And the only other retro like deck will be a Zolt. Everyone else will just be playing MHA 1 characters at best.
So, I think Demon Realm Awakening is really important. I think you're supposed to keep it, but like let's now look at what like our overlapping mid block jobs. Elk Sword and Demon Realm Awakening are doing the same job, and they're both mid blocks, right? Voice of Reason, Calling for Backup, Passing the Torch are all doing the same job of just like draw more cards, right? Bear of the Mackay Whistle, Voice of Reason are doing the same job of being 0 diffs. Both are mid blocks, right? It is one of these has to go to at least put in 4 copies of a high block.
Right? My gut says Voice of Reason because it doesn't help us. Unlike the other card draw, it doesn't help us get back ahead if we get knocked down to a 5-hander and still need to try and Prism Storm them.
Okay. It does give you like a different resource to like try and like find lethal though, whereas Bear of the Mackay Whistle says go find a character. Like this is easier to help us stack, whereas this is try and kill them faster, right? This is also a 6, not a 5, and so like that can matter to you as well. We also could just like replace Bear of the Mackay Whistle. I'm gonna put this in the sideboard so we don't lose it off the table. We could cut this, put this up to the 4 of, and all you did is lose 2 6 checks rather than whatever, right? We're still at 70. I still have 100 of these to go.
Yep.
It's crazy. We might have to just cut Albion down to a 1 of. Just to cut mid blocks. Just to cut cards. Literally just cut cards.
Yeah.
And it might be like same thing with like Demon Realm Awakening as like it's a 3 of just to if we're just trying to get this number lower. What's this number trying to be at, if I could ask?
The thought was 60 so I can find as many ready get set goes, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
It certainly will be fun. It certainly will be fun.
My worry is that if we go down to 60 and keep the 20 attacks, then I'm going to draw like 2-3 attacks in the opening hand. You draw 1 ready, get set, go, and then you can only really hit 1. Even if you hit 2, you're not actually getting full value. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Marrying Age. I'm a big fan of Award the Victor. I'm a big fan of looking for a challenge. As like the ideas of the high block foundations that we could be playing. Looking for a challenge says that your Prism Storm of Torment is not a 7 diff, it's a 5 diff.
Yeah.
Like, which like could be relevant if you'd like draw 2 of them, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like this does mess with when it comes to our stats of like I'm still trying to cut 8 cards and I don't know what to cut. It might just be like take some of these 4 ofs and just make them 3 ofs, right? Like we could take Never a Day, drop it down to actually we'll leave that. We'll take Winter Rose, drop it down to a 3 of. Let's take Voice of Reason, drop it down to a 3 of. Let's take Passing the Torch, drop it down to a 3 of. Calling for Backup, drop it down to a 3 of. We've now cut 4 cards, right? And you haven't like lost the deck at all. And like especially because like if you want to, we could get crazy with it. We could cut Taisei down to a 3 of, right? Like this card in your opening hand is a bad card. We don't want this card in our opening hand. It's only really good being gauged from the deck. So this is a little bit better with like consistency wise. And like now maybe we like find 4 more attacks, go to 67 and like let our 8 hand size character like this hand is bad, right? 1, 2, 3. I redraw. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the average of a 5-hander or of a 6-hander, and I'm an 8-hander, right? I've got these are clogging. Like I'm just a little nervous about it. And obviously like that because we've got high and low end of the variance because of things like ready, get, set, go. Am I crazy for just wanting to cut Albion? We just cut it. We just get rid of it. Your next attack against financial difficulty is pretty good. It essentially is 2 foundations, but wouldn't it just be better to have a foundation?
The only point of Albion is that it allows us, it like improves our Never a Day Without Training. And that's a better piece of draw because it's not a mid block.
Sure.
But I could definitely see cutting Albion.
Even if it's just like discard a card, redraw a card, right? Like that is like this doesn't let us. With Albion, we have our cake, eat it too, rather than whatever. Also, like 8 assets in your 8 hand size character, 60 cards. Like you'll probably find one, right? Yeah, I'm gonna cut the Albion.
Is 60 cards the correct play?
I think 60 cards is fine. Okay. Like you said that I want to Storm of Torment people on turn 1, so you want 60 cards. Like that's just what you want to do. And so, yeah,
cool.
Man, I want like 1 Award the Victor, and then like triple Marrying Age. This card's crazy. It's a 0 high block. And it says like anytime that they ready 1, you ready 1, or you build a card from your hand, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? This is 66. Cut some low blocks, question mark. We could cut 1 Never a Day. I'm just cutting
trimming attacks. We're drawing 8.
We could trim some attacks. And then I look at this hand and I go, we don't need to trim anything. I look at this hand and go, we're fine.
That hand's pretty hot.
This hand, we're fine. We don't die on turn 2. We go grab a bunch of heads. Man, I'm actually
we kill them so quickly.
Maybe for each character in your stage. So this is a 2 mid for 4. Is there any idea where we're just supposed to play like what are the chances can you get Graceful Rouge? Is this possible?
I think I have like
You have
2 or
two?
3 copies. Our box. Yeah, I think I have 2.
If you've got 2, I'm down to play the 2.
Yeah.
I like the 2. I think it's a really sick way to commit stun them too. The other idea, if you want to get absolutely schnutty with it, is you could just randomly play Indiscriminate Shock, because this card still just kills people.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely could. I'd be in for it.
Yeah, I would maybe look at Graceful, or I would look at whatever. This card says your next gauge attack ignores progressive difficulty, so that's really good with Rouge on the reversal. I go block, use Taisei, my next one ignores progressive, block reversal on a 4, commit a foundation, stun to them. Say now my next card ignores progressive as well, so now I block with the Elk Shield for free. This card on the reversal in our character is messed up whenever you just blow the Taisei once per turn on it. What does this guy do?
Yeah.
Your gauge attack gets 1 damage for each Taisei 1 removed from game pile, so nothing. This guy does nothing. Okay, cool.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It helps you close if you get hit.
This might be where I leave it. Maybe go play some test games and see if you like 66.
Yeah.
See if you want more or less. If the cuts that I made here, if you're missing them. I mean, it's possible that maybe you are supposed to just have shit high blocks. Maybe that's just the correct answer. Take out the Marrying Age again, put back in the Never a Day, the Calling for Backup, the Passing the Torch, because you don't have to block if you just kill them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe that's just the idea.
Any of the cards from my other retro collection, the top of the sideboard, they're worth considering?
I mean, we could do, instead of Marrying Age, just do Manifestation. This card's great, especially tactically with Graceful Rouge. It's stun 3. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do it. We'll do these 3. This is a great sideboard card. Prepare to Fight.
There is Assault, and I am playing 4 Prepare to Fight on the sideboard. That is just non-negotiable.
Yeah, this probably is where I would just go back to the testing phase.
Yep.
I'm not sure we're gonna get much more on pay. I mean, this hand's great, right? 2, 2, 3. And it's like this hand, if we still have the 2 check in, I look at it and I go, this could be a build 2. Now it's not. It can't be, right? Even on turn 1, it's at least a build 3, and then this has gauge. This gets cards out of my deck. This is a 1 high block. This feels good, right? This block, and we're off to the races still. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I think this is it. I think this is where I would start testing again.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Final thoughts?
It's gonna be really funny. It's gonna be really fun if I get to play in it. The problem is I don't plan to play in the retro event because I just plan to win the regional.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all this work for nothing. Easy peasy.
I know, right?
With that,
stomp people with Godzilla all day.
Yeah. Are you playing Godzilla the character?
Yeah, King of Monsters.
Nice.
The only deck I found that it struggles into is this weird Water Toru that one of the previous top 8 players from Nationals is playing, but everything else it just destroys.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
With that, stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a great night, okay?
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks, buddy.